Welcome to the Bushido Gang. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's AttackonSamurott bringing you all another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet video. So, in case you guys don't know, the DLC for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet recently came out. It just came out yesterday. Well, technically it came out last. It came out. It came out. Well, it came out yesterday. It came out yesterday. Um, Yesterday, like last night. Or yesterday around like 8. No, not yesterday, my bad. Tuesday night. Came out Tuesday night. Um anyways, so the meta is underway right now as I'm speaking. It is now the mons are now legal, so you can actually use them right now on ladders, so have fun with that. And if you guys do play Pokemon Showdown in game as well, obviously you can use it through VGC and all that stuff. But yeah, before we get started with this breakdown, because I'm actually gonna be breaking down the mons that have some new moves. Because in this DLC, in the Teal Mask DLC, there were TMs and also move tutor moves that came back for this DLC. And in part 2, there's gonna be more coming back as well, as you can see right here in this on the Smogon website. On the Smogon forums, this guy right here, Dragon Texas Warrior, he's the one that actually compiled everything together, so that way it's much easier to see. So shout out to this guy. Anyways, he piled it up to show, like everything from Gen 1 all the way down to Gen 9. And he already mentioned in this description that three of the moves from the Isle of Armor DLC, Triple Axle, Scorching Sands, and Meteor Beam are not in DLC 1, but they'll be available in DLC 2. So be on the lookout for that, as well as the new moves that were shown off in the latest Scarlet and Violet trailer advertising for DLC 2. So yeah, there were like new moves like Upper Hand and also like Psychic Noise, which I'll talk about when they come out. But yeah, anyways, before we get started, please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. I keep saying Twitter, but I don't have a Twitter. Just follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Reddit. And again, join my Discord, the Bushido Gang, if you want to keep up with me. So let's break these down. I may break them down into parts. I may just end up doing like a part 1 and then a part 2. But we're gonna go like full force with this one. So we're gonna start off with the Gen 1 Mons. So first things first, Charizard got Weather Ball back and also Roar, but it lost Steel Wing Beat. Now Charizard back in Gen 8 was pretty strong on some Sun teams, especially during the Isle of Armor metagame. Well, actually, more like the end of home into the Isle of Armor metagame. Which in that metagame, pretty much like Sun was everywhere, and it was one of the few ways to break through stuff like Stall, which was pretty common, and also like more, I want to say, balanced kind of teams that were ran around a lot during that time. So Charizard was one of the ways to actually break through it, as well as paired with Volcarona on some Sun teams. You would see that a lot with specs, a bunch of the time. So Charizard getting it back is pretty cool. You can definitely use that for the lower tiers. So yeah, I can use that for the lower tiers, even in NU as well. It'll probably do really well there. But right now it's in PU, so it'll probably do fine with Weather Ball and some makeshift Sun down there. Then we have Arbok. So Arbok is back. It's back in Scarlet and Violet. It's got Scale Shot. It's got Scale Shot now, and also Knockoff. They didn't actually update that, but it has Knockoff now. Let me just show you real quick. All the mons are implemented now into the DLC 2. So are implemented now onto on the Showdown. So it did get Knockoff. It got Scale Shot back. I think there was another move it got back too. But those are the most notable ones, getting Scale Shot and Knockoff. So this mon having that's pretty cool. So now it has a kind of like a makeshift way of going for of Dragon Dance. And it also has Coil as well paired with it too. So I mean, it always had Coil anyway, but now it has a way of boosting its speed. So it might be pretty good in the lower tiers. Then we have Raichu. Raichu gets a knockoff back. That's pretty cool. Definitely nice for running, like mixed Raichu, or even just doing whatever. That means also Pikachu got it back too, so Pikachu can use it to take that to its can use that as well. Only thing that sucks about Pikachu right now is that Pikachu doesn't have E-Speed, which was from an event. So hopefully one day it gets that back. But for now, Raichu and Pikachu have knockoff again, so yay for them. Sandslash has knockoff and also has high horsepower for the Cantonian version. So, well, both of them have it. Both of them have knockoff back. And also Ice Cold Sphere is back on the Alolan one as well. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, high horsepower is back on Sandslash. Not that that really matters too much. And yeah, because I mean, speaking from experience back in Gen 8, back in Gen 8 NU, Sand Slash was ran a decent amount on some defensive teams, or on some more balanced teams, and also used on offense as well, since it had both spikes and rocks. So I believe those are also back on Sand Slash as well. Let me check real quick. I'm pretty sure they're also back on Sand Slash. Let's see. Sand Slash should have both of its stuff. So it should have rocks and spikes back. Yep, rocks and spikes are back. And yeah, and it has knockoff back as well. So pretty much all of its stuff is back. And with the Alolan Sand Slash as well, it should be the same thing too. Having knock and whatnot. Knock and spikes, knock spikes and rocks. So yeah, they're both back. And Alolan Sand Slash, before I go back to the Kanto one, I think Alolan Sand Slash is going to be pretty strong on snow teams. It's so weird to say snow. It's very weird to say snow, but I think it's gonna be very strong on snow, because not only does it have that, does it have the ice typing as well, but also, or not only with the steel, but with the ice being boosted as well. This mod can be pretty tanky, so it'll probably take some hits on even the special side a little bit better too, with Veil up and whatnot. So this is definitely something that will be kind of a sleeper in the back. But I do think that once this mod drops down to NU, I feel like it could get banned, honestly. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like it could. But then again, we'll just have to wait and see once it drops in the coming months. But for right now, like no one's using it right now. But I do think that once it gets down to RU and U tier, then we'll see what this mod can really do. Then it did get Ice Spinner as well, so both of them have it. Not both of them, I bet, but this one has it now, so that's great. So it doesn't have to rely on Ice Cold Crash anymore, and yeah, so this one's gonna be pretty sick. Also, since with loaded dice, you can run that too, and run ST with loaded dice, so that's pretty sick as well for Sand Slash, the Alolan one anyway. So yeah, I'm looking forward to those two. Clef is back and it got knockoff back. It lost Toxic, lost Heal Bell, Aromatherapy, which actually isn't in the game anyway, and it also lost Teleport. So those are all good things. It doesn't have Soft Bolt anymore, so that was cut out, last gen. So pretty much its only way of recovery comes from Wish and from Moonlight. So you're gonna be seeing a lot of Clef running a Wish tech. You're gonna see a lot of that, as well as with Terra too. With Terra, that's also another kind of a interesting scenario, especially with Magikarp too. Like, I'm actually surprised. I mean, actually, it'll probably take some time, but I think people are gonna start adapting fairly soon. Probably once Bax is banned, because let me talk about Bax real quick. Bax is definitely getting banned, right? It's definitely gonna get banned because it did get access to Scale Shot. So with it having that, in the snow and everything like that, Bax is a terror right now. So everybody is using that thing paired with the Lonely Ninetales, and again, that is just, it's very good right now. Anyways, going back to Clef, Clef, I think is probably gonna be, I think it's gonna be good offensively, and I think it'll do fine defensively as well. Obviously, it doesn't have Soft Bolt anymore, so it can't really get its recovery back. Outside of like Wish and Moonlight. So you kind of have to rely on like Wish passing with it or whatnot. But I do think offensively it could still do some things with Calm Mind Moonblast stuff, and also with Magikarp, being able to avoid the hazards, being able to avoid hazards right now is actually a pretty big deal too. So I think with time we'll see what Clef does. I don't know if it'll stay OU though. That's one I'm actually not too concerned about, or I'm not too sure about at the moment, because as we know, King Gambit is number 1 right now. Also Gold is up there as well. So those are just some things that kind of just stop Clef right now. Also, the new mons being down here as well. The new Poison type trio, with them being down here, or with them being implemented too. Clef is kind of just in the back at the moment, but I do think that, actually no, I predict that it's going to drop into UU, and then it'll come up once people realize this shit's stupid. So it'll probably get banned in UU, because again, no one's using it right now at the moment, to my knowledge anyway. I think everyone's kind of like in the new toy syndrome thing. Kanto Ninetales has Healing Wish. That is kind of cool. That can be ran pretty nicely on Sun teams. So that could be a nice way to revert something back, and then still be able to just bring back a mon that you may need and whatnot. So it's not too bad with that. Not much else to really say about Ninetales. I really don't got much to say about Ninetales. I think it's gonna be good, and it'll be good wherever it goes, wherever it drops. I mean, obviously, like barring drought. With drought, obviously, it's still really good in that aspect. Also, it is a little bit bulkier on the special side, so you got that going for you. It does have recovery unless they removed it. Oh, did it lose Morning Sun? I think it lost Morning Sun. It lost Morning Sun. Damn, that sucks. Wait, does anything else get Morning Sun? Because it used to have it. That sucks. Yeah, only these guys have it. I don't know why. I mean, well, duh, I know why these guys have it. But yeah, you lost Morning Sun. Huh, that sucks. So you just lost one of your ways of recovery. Ew, that is some shit for Ninetales. Well, offensively, offensively still has Nasty Plot and whatnot. You also have Terra to factor in as well. So, while it did lose the recovery, I think the recovery is actually a pretty big deal. That definitely sucks. That sucks a lot for it. It definitely sucks. But again, on the bright side, with utility, it'll still get something out of it. So Healing Wish is still a nice utility move for things in the back on Sun. Weekly Tough has knockoff. That's cool. Dark Trio lost high horsepower. That's whatever. Persian and Berserker have knockoff now. I think Berserker. This is actually Berserker's first time getting knockoff. That's gonna be really big for it in lower tiers. Persian, both of them getting it back is cool though. They both appreciate it, especially not as much since Persian's knockoff doesn't get the Technician boost, because Technician only affects under base 60 moves, so it's not that great on either of them. Maybe a little bit better on the Alolan one, since the Alolan one can use it for utility. But the Kanto Persian can't really use it like that. It's still nice though. Nice utility. But yeah, I think Berserker's going to benefit the most out of it with its with Tough Claws and whatnot. So that's going to be really cool to see in lower tiers. It may end up rising out of it's in PU right now. It may end up rising out of that tier. Actually, is it PU? Let me check real quick. I think it's in PU right now. Yeah, it might end up going in the knockoffs are a pretty big deal on this thing with the Tough Claws and whatnot. So this is going to be a strong knockoff from it. Again, the only downside with Berserker is that it's just so slow, being base 50. Even with Trailblaze, which it got this gen, it's still not enough in my opinion, but so cool it has it though. Alright, next we got Golduck. Golduck got knockoff back in flip turn. Or got knockoff back and also has flip turn now, so that's gonna be cool on Rain. Gonna have a nice way of getting some pivoting going. But from what I've seen so far with Golduck, it's much better as a like a nasty flat sweeper. So flip turn is nice, but it's not like the coolest thing. It's not like the best thing, I guess. But maybe for the lower tiers it's better since you're probably not gonna have enough opportunities to set up with it. So getting a flip turn off, being able to get momentum with it's still pretty cool. And knockoff is a nice utility on like some more defensive builds. Or just in general. Arcanine got roar back. That's nice. It can phase things again. Poliwrath actually has knockoff now, so that's pretty cool. I didn't have that before. It did last gen have Darkest Lariat, which was a new dark stab for it at the time. So I guess since Darkest Lariat isn't in the game, or at least doesn't have it right now, it could actually wow, I didn't mean to do that. It could get it. It could still get Darkest Lariat. Darkest Lariat's only on Incineroar right now. Maybe that's the reason why they decided not to give it Darkest Lariat right now, since Incineroar is the only one that has it at the moment. Unless I'm wrong, but I don't think Darkest Lariat's in the game right now. Let's see, Darkest Lariat. I don't think it's in the game right now. Yeah, it's not in the game right now. It could be one of the DLC moves too. For part 2, it could definitely be one of them. But again, we'll have to wait and see. But knockoff is definitely good. Got a nice way of utility and also just good damage output as well. Victory Bell got lunge. That's cool. It can use it as a way. It has another coverage option, covering for dark types and also covering for opposing grasses and whatnot. So I guess that's cool. It also has a way of lowering attacks as well, or lowering the attack sets as well. But I don't think it's anything too big of a deal. Again, Victory Bell is better as a special attacker, where it's just kind of setting up with growth, then going for Sledge Bomb, Weather Ball in the Sun, and then having a grass coverage like Solar Beam or a Solar Blade. So yeah, it's cool, but it's not really that big of a deal. Golem has high horsepower. That doesn't really matter too much. I guess if you're running it with Thwacky, it's cool. But outside that though, it's whatever. I kind of wish Golem did get more stuff, but it doesn't look like it got anything crazy. Let me see real quick. with both of them actually, with the Alolan one and the and this one. This one was actually really fun back in Gen 7. Um, I know some people were trying like Scarf with it to actually try and catch Heatran. So people may still do that. But I think in the lower tiers it'll still be a good trapper. Granted, there aren't a lot of steel types right now in NU or even in PU. I think I don't think there's really not that many steel types right now down there. So at most it might be able to trap something like actually. It could trap Reverum, but Reverum can break out of that with with shift gear. I don't think it's gonna be faster than Lucario with the scarf. And Fortress, I guess you can cover that, but I don't think that really matters too much. Bisharp is probably tanky enough to take an Earthquake, so that probably doesn't matter too much. And I guess the only one that really could cover is like Klefki. But Klefki just spikes up, so it's still kind of winning anyway. And then NU, yeah, again, NU, it's only like Copper and like Magneton. And Earthworm doesn't even care, so yeah, not too many mons that can really trap. And also there's Terra to factor in too. So it's not the greatest, but it's not terrible, I guess. It would have been really cool if it got Rapid Spin back though. That would have been nice. But Rapid Spin's like a 20-plus-year-old move on Golem, so I doubt they remember that move. But yeah, nothing crazy. It didn't get Sucker Punch back, which also sucks too. That was another move that it had back in Gen 4. And I think even part of Gen 5 too. But yeah, so Golem's gonna be fine in lower tiers, as a Magnet Pull mon and also as like a Galvanized mon. Galvanized is actually still pretty cool too. So like boosted Explosion and also boosted Double Edge is still pretty cool too. So that speed set is just so Anyways, that's gonna be that for Golem. Both of them anyway. There's nothing really to talk about with the Kanto one. The Kanto one doesn't really have too many things that are impressive. It's just kind of like, I think it would have been cool if it got Head Smash though. Would have been nice if it got Head Smash at least. But no Head Smash for Golem. Alright, so that covers Golem. Next we have Kanto Bro. Kanto Bro got Scald. That is yeah, so it's gonna be doing the same thing it always did. Scald, pivot, or Scald, sight, pivot, or Scald, sight, press, and then like recover or whatnot. And the same thing will be happening with Slowking as well. So yeah, Scald's nice. Gonna be a great way for it to cover for the physical attackers. So it's gonna keep doing what it did for the last 3 generations. Just gonna keep doing the same thing. Magnezone, or not Magnezone, Galarbro has Toxic, so cool. So that'll cover for that. It lost Scald though, so that sucks a bit, but probably for the best. So losing that sucks, but it is what it is. But also going back to Slowbro with it losing Toxic, that means it can't cover for opposing waters anymore. So that's a little unfortunate. Being able to Toxic stuff like, opposing Bro, or even like catching like, grasses on switch in, just any kind of offensive mon on the switch in to Toxic, or even just a utility mon that, doesn't want to get Toxic, can't get Toxic anymore since it doesn't have it anymore. So at least it has Scald back, so it'll still take advantage of that. Again, Slowbro, Galarbro, nothing really much to say about Toxic. Again, like that's kind of a given. Same thing with Glowking as well, with it having Toxic back. It's already a given. It already had it, I think, before. So it don't matter too much. Magnezone doesn't have Toxic anymore. That sucks a bit. It was a nice way to cover for switch-ins. Back in the olden days, it was a nice way to cover for switch-ins with Toxic, but it is what it is. Hypno has knockoff, cool. Weezing has Gunk Shot. That's nice. That's real nice. You can run a physical Weezing now. It didn't have Jab. The only way way it could hit things on the physical side was actually it couldn't hit anything on the physical side. So now that it has Gunk Shot, it's gonna be spamming. It's gonna be a little bit better, especially with the Galar one. With the Galar one, it'll get a little bit more out of it. But yeah, that base 120 off the base 90, that's gonna be nice. Again, for a long time, Weezing has always been running Sledge Bomb to cover stuff, even though its attack set's much higher. But now there's Gunk Shot, don't gotta worry about that now. It got Pain Split back too. That's a big deal too. Okay, so Weezing is good to go. Weezing has everything it needs right now. So I think both of them are actually good to go too, with the Galar one as well. Um, and the Galler one, has play rough, or so has play rough too. So now I can run a physical set with gunk shot and play rough too. So yeah, things are looking up for the Weezings. Not too bad for them. Definitely not too bad for either of them. Especially the Galler one right now, because the Galler one does have Poison Fairy. At first it was the first one to get it, and now we have Pheasantipity, which I'll talk about in a separate thing. But yeah, Galler Weezing's gonna be nice right now, covering for a lot of the dragon types right now, and just being a solid wall, especially for fighting too. So it's just a very solid wall at the moment. Very solid fighting, and a dark wall right now. So fighting dark and dragon wall right now. So it's pretty damn good. But I don't think it's gonna stay. It's not gonna stay OU, obviously. It'll probably drop into RU, maybe even UU actually. I think, but again, only time will tell. But right now, this mon does look pretty promising. Next, we have Chansey lost Toxic, so that mon is never getting Toxic back. so so yeah, your only way of statusing things with Chansey and Blissey now is with T-Wave or Sing if you really want to go out there. If you really want to be that guy. I mean, I did it. Shit, I did it with ADV, so I don't give a fuck. But it does suck that it lost that though. So no more way of no more Toxic on Chansey or Blissey, and that was one of its key things to really uh beat down opposing a set of sweepers. So with it losing that, it's tough, but it is what it is. Scyther has Bug Bite and Dueling Beak back, so that's going to be sick. It got Lunge, that doesn't matter too much, but Scyther getting those two moves back is really, really cool. Scyther can be an aggressive sweeper again, and it has close combat still, so Scyther's going to be on the prowl, I think. In NU and maybe even in RU. I'd argue you can actually use it in an RU as well. Pretty sure it has the RU usage, but yeah, you can use it there too with Bug Bite and Dueling Beat and just go crazy with that set. But yeah, nice has Bug Bite back. Bug Bite was a way to cover for again like the dark types and also just like hit a lot of things neutrally since it's Technician boosted as well. So yeah, good. Dueling Beat also being back is nice as well. So that gives Scyther stab, which it desperately needed. So I mean, it had aerial ace, but Dueling Beat's still pretty nice on that too. So now it has a way of like being able to set up sweep and then just Dueling Beat things and just do a lot of damage. So not too bad. Turo's got high horsepower back. That's cool. Gyarados has Scale Shot. That is interesting. That's pretty interesting. It's not like a crazy thing, right? It's not that crazy, but it's cool it got it. It has a way of boosting speed outside of Dragon Dance, so not too bad. I guess you could run like a loaded dice set now with it, but I don't think you really want to go that route. I think you still want to go like Boots, Boots or even Lum with Gyarados. But it's cool it got it though. I'll probably take advantage of that in UU. And also has Scald back too, so Scald's nice. Defensive Gyarados, like I guess if you want to go that route, especially for like draft league, then you got that going for you, so you could use that as a defensive wall again. So you can use or so you can use it for that, like T-Wave Scald, stuff like that, and just go crazy with that. Not Vapor, my bad. All the evolutions have Weather Ball back, so that's pretty cool. All of them definitely appreciate it. Can use all of them on like different weathers. So like for example, Glaceon running that on or not Glaceon, my bad. Leafeon running that is actually pretty cool. So it doesn't have to rely on Terra Blast like it did earlier. But just in general, having it back is pretty cool. So it'll take advantage of that. And also Jolteon likes that too on some rain teams. So you're going to be seeing a lot of some pretty mixed Jolteon sets with like Weather Ball, Thunder, probably Terra Ice still, or even Terra Grass. Probably you still want Terra Ice to hit the grasses though. So having that's cool. And what else? What's another mon that appreciates it? I guess those are the ones that really matter the most. Then we have Vape. So Vape got Skull, nice. Got Flip Turn back, nice. So this shit's gonna be annoying again. This mon was very difficult to deal with back in Gen 8 NU, with it having Scald and Flip Turn together. It's kind of the same way how Milotic was too back in Gen 8 RU with Flip Turn and Scald. But obviously there's a difference. Vape has Wish while Milotic has Recovery. So or has recover. So a little bit of a different take, but still all the same. They're both gonna be annoying. They're both gonna be annoying again. Um, but yeah, that mon is never coming back to NU. I don't think, unless like something drastic happens in RU right now, which I have no idea. I do plan on playing RU at some point, and right now, I guess maybe another thing that's probably like keeping Vape alive is because of Terra. That's probably why it hasn't dropped yet. Because I mean, offensively, it looks like there's a lot of things that still cover for it. Like Bramble, Brute, Decidueye, but also at the same time, defensively, it is a nice defensive. It does make a nice defensive core with what's them on here. I guess maybe with like. I have no idea, but it probably makes a good defense. It probably makes good defensive cores with things here, so that's probably why it hasn't dropped down yet. But even also with Calm Mind as well, that's another thing to add too. So now you have like a Calm Mind Scald user, that's back. So and with recovery. So yeah, have fun with Vaporeon down there. Have fun with Vaporeon down there now that has Scald again. So it's gonna be a great time for the RU ladder. Flareon lost Toxic, that's whatever. Lax lost Self Destruct, that sucks. It's a nice way of booming things and being able to get momentum. That definitely sucks for it. There's also a thing that was out before the DLC dropped, and before we got the data mine that Lax was gonna get Slack off, and unfortunately that did not happen. So Lax not having recovery is still gonna continue after like now going on 25 years. so no slack off is definitely a sad, but it is what it is. Lax will still be doing Lax things. I think this mon's gonna be pretty strong with Terra. Like in other metagames. I think even in the lower tiers as well. Because now you can do a lot of things actually with Lax. So you don't even have to run immunity now. Or immunity or thick fat. Not immunity or thick fat. But you can run like either or, but depending on the Terra that you have, you don't have to run either. So I think this mon's gonna be pretty deadly still. Wait, is that new? Did it have that before? I don't think it had Last Resort before. I think that's new. That looks new to me. That definitely looks new to me. Did you have that before? Last gen? Wait, my bad. Let me go to Gen 8. Did you have that in last gen? I don't think you had Last Resort before. I know it's something like it's not a big deal, but I just want to see if it actually had it before. Oh, you always had that. Never mind. Okay, my bad. I don't know why I care about that so much, but yeah, Lax didn't really get anything crazy from this DLC. Trailblaze is back, I guess. Or it has Trailblaze now, so that's kind of cool. And no knockoff or anything crazy like that. It got Encore, but I think it always had Encore. Like as an egg move. Yeah, it always had Encore, and that it doesn't even matter since it's slow. But yeah, so Lax didn't really get anything crazy. But again, I do think with Terra, the fact this mon can Terra is a very big deal, and I do think that it'll see some usage. In the lower tiers, and even like in draft league play, or even in VGC. I think in VGC it's gonna be a tank in VGC. Like this guy's gonna be a pretty big deal in VGC. So that's gonna be something interesting to look out for there. Zapdos got Weather Ball back. That's a big deal. That mon can just do whatever it wants now. So that's so yeah. Zapdos being already being like practically, it's definitely like top 5. I think it's top 5 right now. It's like top 5. It's top 10. Zapdos is like top 10 right now in OU for a very good reason. It's one of the best. Great Tusk checks in the game, and that's really the big reason. But also with being a ground immunity is also a pretty big deal too. Now you can run it now when you run offensive sets with it in the rain. You can run Weather Ball instead of running Terra Ice. So yeah, Zapdos is back and. It's going to be doing a lot of things. So have fun with that. Have fun with that. This guy going to be doing some crazy shit on rain. Definitely going to be seeing a lot of that. Same with Moltres. Moltres got it back too. I don't know why it's not listed here, but yeah. All the birds got Weather Ball back. So Zapdos got it back. Moltres got it back. And Articuno has it back as well. So they all get that move back, which is pretty sick for them. So yeah, I don't think Moltres really needs it right now, since right now it's more of a defensive pivot. But I guess if you want to go the other way and make it offensive, you can. But honestly, I think you'd rather just keep it offensive. Articuno running it is whatever. You could use it on rain if you really want to, if you want like water step or water coverage. But I don't think it's that crazy. Again, going to the lower tiers. Again, I don't think it's that crazy, but it has it. And again, like I said, Zapdos with Weather Ball. Yeah, again, this thing is going to be very dangerous on rain. So have fun with that. Cause I know that was seen a lot last gen. Then Galar Zapdos got knockoff. So Zapdos getting knockoff is probably the greatest thing that could have happened to it. Well, if it got electric coverage, then it would be even better. But the fact it has knockoff again, or has knockoff now, is very, very good. I'd probably compare this right now to Pissimian in NU, in the fact that now it's a pivot that can knock off things, and also it has Defiant. So they basically kind of complement each other in that sense, except, having the ground immunity. So I think this mon with knockoff now is a very big deal, and I do think that it'll do pretty well in it's probably gonna do very well in UU right now. But I don't know if it'll be like ban worthy. It probably will be, honestly. It could be. 'Cause, I mean, offensively, Zapdos does kind of hit everything pretty damn hard. So maybe it could go. I don't know. Again, I'm not a UU expert. I do want to play though. I do want to play this metagame still. But yeah, again, knockoff is a big deal though. So can knock off things again, or can knock off things, get momentum, and just pivot out and whatnot. So see, in comparison to Pissimian, which does the same thing in UU, or not UU, but in RU and in NU. So yeah. This guy is gonna be annoying. Have fun with them. I know I'm definitely gonna have fun using Zapdos when I get the chance. Dragonite lost Dual Wing Beat. Let's talk about that real quick. That sucks. That sucks. That sucks a lot. It got Roar and Scale Shot, but that doesn't really matter. It just sucks it lost Dual Wing Beat. That was one of its main ways of really being like a sweeping kind of threat back last gen. So now it has to rely on Terra Blast. Or has to keep relying on Terra Blast, which Terra Blast isn't bad necessarily. Terra Flying isn't bad on Dragonite. It's just, with Dragonite you want to keep either Terra, you want to keep your Terra, you want to keep Terra Normal, which is the more common set on Dragonite these days, which it has been since the beginning of Scarlet and Violet. You don't really want to go Terra Flying on it, cause I mean, you'd rather have Flying Stab, wouldn't you? So. Physical Flying Stab, I mean. So yeah, it losing that sucks, because it definitely would have liked having that again, instead of having to rely on Terrafly. But it is what it is. You got everything back. We can move on. So Typhlosion doesn't have anything yet, but presumably it might get Scorching Sands. We can talk about the theory behind that. Now Typhlosion, both of them now get ground coverage. What does that mean? That means they can hit their counters. So being able to hit, well, actually not really hit their counters, but it gives them more coverage. So fire and ground coverage is universally like a very good is a very good combo together. Being able to hit, like, again, electric types, being able to hit rock types as well. Because, I mean, Typhlosion has universally been running, Focus Blast to hit that. And also when it comes to, like, stuff in OU, like dealing with Heatran, it only had to go for Focus Blast. Or again, going back to, like, earlier gens, you could run like HP Ground for it. But you don't want to do that because you want HP Grass to hit the waters. So now if it does get Scorching Sands, again, this is all theory. If it does get it, then it doesn't have to rely on that, and it can just go Terra Grass and still be aggressive with that set. So obviously it gets super walled by a Terra Grass Heatran, but the other one, if it does get it, it'll be able to break through Heatran a little bit better. But again, that's not that big of a deal. It's not that crazy of a deal though. But yeah. That's just something to note about it. Fur got Tidy Up. That's funny. That's very funny. Now it has another set of options, so it could use that, and also has a way of removing screens and everything else. So it's actually pretty interesting that it did get it though. Like it's very random that it got that. But I think this is the first time we've had a move in the same generation get a signature move from a mon. So that's definitely something. So Fur could take advantage of that in like PU, maybe even NU, but I'm that's like really scratching it. It's probably gonna do well in PU and ZU. So yeah, Emphros has Roar, nice. I don't think it had it before. No, I think it did have it before. Did it always have it? I don't remember if it always had it. Let me go back to let's go to like Gen 3. I don't think Emphros had it. I feel like it always had Roar though. No, you never had Roar before. Huh. Let me check Gen 4. Because that's when it actually became a TM. Well, it was a TM in Gen 3 actually. So I guess it never had it then. Let me see Emphros. Let me see Emphros real quick. Amphi. No, you have Roar. This is your first time getting Roar. Okay, cool. So now Emphros can be a phaser. That could be nice for the lower tiers. Definitely gonna be nice in like PU and ZU over there. So it'll like it there. Lost Toxic, that's whatever. Still no Tail Glow though. One day this bomb will get Tail Glow, and one day it'll be so good with it. One day. One day, man. One day it'll get it. One day. But for now, we just wait. For now, we just wait. Not Emphros. Azu got knockoff back. Cool. Sudowoodo got high horsepower. That's cool. Polytoad losing Scald sucks. That's a big deal. That definitely sucks. That mon loved that move back in Gen 5 and going up, but definitely in Gen 5 it was very good at that. It just burned all of its counters. Like it burned Ferrothorn, it burned electric types, it burned everything. Opposing waters, yeah, it burned everything. And again, back then there was a 12% drop with Skull that it used to have, or like 12.5, something like that. But yeah, it losing Skull sucks. That definitely lost one of its best utility moves. It got Earth Power though, but I don't think that matters too much. Quag lost Skull, that sucks. So it can only rely on Toxic still, which is whatever. But losing Skull sucks. It can't beat its physical checks as well without that move. So yeah, gotta rely on Toxic or rely on another mon that can Scald. Which I mean, like on stall with Quag, you have other options to Skull things. You know, like Alola Toxapex when it did have it, and other things like that. So that definitely sucks. Umbreon has Toxic or kept Toxic, and it gets Roar now. This guy is Umbreon going to be dumb as shit. Umbreon going to be dumb again. So that guy's going to be everywhere on well, not everywhere, but you get what I mean. Keeping Toxic is a big deal though. So keeping that's nice. So it's the only evolution that kept Toxic. Which means that it'll keep doing what it did all like since the beginning of its debut. Toxic things and chip things. So it's gonna keep doing that. And now it has Roar, so it can do that even better now. I think it had Roar before though. Let me check Gen 2. In Gen 2, no, in Gen 2 it had. I don't think it had Roar in Gen 2, but let me check. I think it had. Nope, didn't have Roar then, and it didn't have it in Gen 3. I don't think it had it in Gen 4. And I definitely don't think it had it in Gen 8. So this is Umbreon's first time getting Roar, which is definitely not bad. Yeah, first time getting Roar. Okay, so it'll definitely appreciate that. It has a way of phasing things, so that is going to be stupid. That's going to be real stupid. So have fun with that wherever you play wherever you use Umbreon. Johto King, Slow King got Scald back. Nice. So it'll definitely appreciate that. So now it can check its counters and just burn things again like it used to. Fortress has Lunge. That's whatever. Cool has like Bug Stab now. Apparently didn't have Bug Stab before. Now it actually can take advantage of his base 90 attack. Outside of using Gyro Ball and like Earthquake. So that's cool. Johto Quillfish has Flip Turn, but not the Hisuian one. That's nice. That's really nice for defensive utility. That means this mon can just chip things away. Especially from Helmet Chip, but also just get the chip damage it needs to keep going and whatnot. So nice it has like a way of pivoting. The Hisuian one losing it is, the Hisuian one not getting it sucks, but it is what it is. The Hisuian one's still doing work in NU right now, and both of them are still doing work in NU right now. So I don't see too much change between the two besides Quillfish getting utility now or getting more utility. Scizor got Bug Bite back, got Dueling Beat back, and also Knockoff back. So Scizor's back. And he ready to just fuck shit up again. So be warned. That mon is gonna do what it did for the last couple UU gens. BP, knock, SD. That's all you need. That's all you need. Bug bite's just novelty, but now that's CC. So Scissor's just gonna be doing the same thing it's been doing. So just gonna be doing it even better now. So I don't know if it'll. I feel like it might get. I don't know. Could it get banned because of knock? Because of knock now? I don't think it will. I don't think it'll get banned because of knock. But let's look at UU real quick. Damn. Yeah, knockoff looks free on everything. What the fuck? Knockoff looks free on everything. Now, obviously, Alola Mulla just walls it to hell and back. But besides everything else, like knockoff's free on everything. It's free on everything here. So, yeah. If Scissor comes in and knocks you, well, you better pray you get burned by like you better pray you get burned from Talonflame or something. But obviously, knockoff is gonna be really good on it again, so it'll definitely take advantage of it and just do what it's been doing for the last couple UU gens, SDBP. So that's gonna be fun to see it do that again one more time. Heracross got lunge, and it got knockoff back and high horsepower. Knockoff's nice, definitely good on some scarf sets. Could be, and I think it's also good on the gut set too, just knocking things off, and also having dark step. Well, stab, with it being Terra, but also just in general. So that's cool. Definitely gonna appreciate that. Removing, like helmet from things and all those things like that. Mekaru got power gem. That's cool. The description's funny. Still a shit bond that's so bad it needs an evolution now. Facts. Yeah, Mekaru does need one. I know this is unrelated, but I remember watching a couple days ago. I was watching Tyranitar Tube. That's my guy right there. I was watching him talk about like some evolutions that could happen to like old mons, and I saw him like talk about Mekaru, and he was thinking that it'd be like a fire steel type or something like that. That'd be pretty funny actually to see something like that. It would be like a wheel, so it'd be like a wheel that just keeps turning since it's so slow. So it just gets like, I guess not faster, but it's more mobile. Anyways, Houndoom got Toxic and Roarback. That's cool. Not like it really needs either of those, but yeah, utility. Tutor lost Toxic, got Roarback, got high horsepower back. But here's where things get crazy. They gave my boy knockoff. Let's talk about that. Oh my, bro, we got to talk about this right now. Tutor got knockoff. This is better than Pursuit. This is 100% better than Pursuit. Like 100%. Like the thing with Suit was that with Suit, you always back in the old gens, I'm talking like Gen 2 and above. Back in Gen 2 when Tutor first debuted, it was pretty much like the main mon that just caught every ghost type and just like trapped them for chip. Again, it did this very well in Gen 2, Gen 3, Gen 4, Gen 5, Gen 6, and Gen 7. As the power creep happened, with ghost types getting better over the years, Pursuit still became Pursuit was still good even with the ghost getting boosted over the years. But obviously we saw what the effect of Pursuit being lost after Gen 7 happened to Tutor and Gen 8, with it being just like destroyed by Dragapult. But now Tutor has a new lease on life. They gave my boy knockoff. So what does knockoff mean? It means this is just great utility overall. Again, removing items, but also it's one of the strongest knockoff users in the game now. With this having it, like choice band knockoff is free on everybody. Everybody getting hit up with knockoff. Everybody. So it's pretty nice, especially when you got sand chip too. So you just knock off boots and you keep the sand chip going. And if they don't have recovery, well, they're just dead, especially with hazards down. So in my opinion, I think this mon is really gonna appreciate it. You can even run DD. You can even run DD with knock now, or again run it on utility. And you'll still get a lot out of it. So I think Tutor just got his new lease on life, and we're definitely gonna see how this mon shapes up in the coming months. But knockoff is definitely the biggest buff this mon has ever gotten, and I'm very happy to see that. So I'm very happy for Tutor. Leave a like if you're happy for Tutor. Also, I have no idea how long I've been talking. It's probably been 30 minutes. It's been 40 minutes. Damn. Okay. All right, let's speed this up a little bit. Ludicolo lost Scarlet. That definitely sucks. It was a good way of utility. A good way of burning things, burning checks. but it is what it is. That boy losing Scald sucks. Pretty much offensively, it's going to be relying on water coverage and like Hydro Pump and Surf and like Giga Drain and all those things. Apparently it was gonna get QD or not QD. It was gonna get Dancer because Shiftry also got a new ability as well in Wind Rider, which I want to talk about real quick, or which I'm going to talk about soon. But people were speculating that Ludicolo would get that as well, but unfortunately that was not the case. Ludicolo did not get a new ability, so the only thing it lost was Scald, and the only thing it gained, I don't think it even got knockoff back. Let me see. 'Cause that's also a really good utility move too. Oh, it did get knockoff back. Okay, I think it naturally learns it though. Through Lombre. So it can still do leech seed stuff. But yeah, besides that, the Losing Skull definitely sucks for it. Sucks for it in terms of utility. So and also like not having Toxic either. So pretty much his best way of getting utility off is with knockoff and leech seed. So it sucks. Definitely sucks for it. Shiftry definitely got a big come up though. I got Wind Rider. Now, Wind Rider is an ability. I actually haven't tried this ability yet. Or haven't tried using a mon with Wind Rider yet. Bramble Gas. I haven't tried that mon yet. But I have seen people use it. And apparently on the OU ladder, there was somebody that was actually using Tailwind offense. And they were doing really well with it too. So Wind Rider is a new ability that came into Gen 9 where basically whenever a mon has Tailwind up, it's immune to wind type moves. So Heat Wave, Hurricane, Air Slash, apparently Blizzard. You're immune to blizzards. That's actually a pretty big deal. So you can't get hit by any of those super effective moves like Hurricane and or just like wind based moves. I think even Whirlwind you can't get affected by that either. I could be wrong though. You can let me know in the comments below if I'm wrong about that. But yeah, those are big. That's a big deal. So you get a +1 boost as well with that. So or even getting hit by the move. So you're not just immune, but you get the boost from it. That is great. That is just great. so yeah, Shiftry is definitely got a new lease on life as well. Did get some new moves too. It also gets Vacuum Wave, so that's nice priority for it. It gets Toxic Spikes now. So Shiftry really going into that ninja Tengu kind of vibe right now. It's really going for it. They're going fully in with it. So that's very funny. But yeah, so it still has Defog as well. Again, still kept Heat Wave and Hurricane like it had or like it got back last gen. Again, still has knockoff and all that stuff. Can still run the SG set with it, Sucker Punch, all those things. But it's the fact it got more utility. So Wisp and T-Spikes are nice, especially Wisp. Wisp is actually kind of crazy on that. That's different. That's real different. It got Grazic Lab, but that doesn't matter too much. But Wisp is actually crazy. That's gonna be real nice. So that could be really good for utility sets. But also, it's just great in general. Good for Shiftry. Pelipper lost Skull. That sucks. That definitely sucks. It would have loved that, but yeah, no Scald on Pelipper. That's huge for it, especially for rain teams. Can't beat its checks anymore with Scald and getting burned on things. So it's not as threatening as it used to be now. It still has like Hurricane and all those things, knockoff as well, but now it can't really pressure its checks as much. And yeah, I got Weather Ball back though, but I guess for offensive Pelipper sets, if you're running specs with it, that's nice. But outside that though, it does suck though. So that's definitely a rip for Pelipper. Gardevoir got Vacuum Wave. That's nice. That's nice for priority's sake. So it gets that going. Nice priority. Doesn't have to rely on Focus Blast. Does have Aura Sphere now, of course. In the beginning of the generation. Since it got it from Legends, or learned it from Legends, so they decided to just bring it over into Scarlet and Violet. But yeah, Vacuum Wave is nice, good priority for it. Can definitely appreciate that to cover for Dark types. I think it'll definitely like that on the spec set. You can even run it on the Calm Mind set too. It might not be bad on that. Yeah, that might not be bad, but obviously I think spec should probably take advantage of it too. Slacking got knockoff back and also got high horsepower. That's cool. Definitely appreciates that in the lower tiers. Swallock got knockoff back. Cool. Can use that for utility in the lower tiers as well, knocking off items. Again, same thing with slacking as well. So again, this meta just has utility up the utility just everywhere right now. Everything has almost everything has knockoff. Almost everything has knockoff, but they definitely cut the distribution of Toxic and Scald by a shit ton. Like not a lot of mons get toxic or really, yeah, not a lot of mons get toxic or really Scald right now. So they really cut down the distribution by a ton. But yeah, Cat turn got Grassy Glide, Lunge, and Knockoff. Knockoff is good. That is good. Good utility. Again, offensively, Grass and Dark has always been pretty strong offensively. Obviously, defensively, you get destroyed by any type of bug move. But again, offensively, it's very good. It's always been that way. Yeah, Knockoff's great. It doesn't have to rely on using, because Cacturn in the past, the only dark physical dark stab it had was Sucker Punch. Well, also Foul Play. But now it doesn't have to rely on that anymore. So you can just go SD, Sucker Punch, Knockoff, and Seed Bomb, and you're good to go. And you just cover everything. So great utility, good for punishing switch-ins, and it's just gonna be good overall. I'm definitely excited to use Cacturn. Once it drops down into NU. Oh wait, no, my bad. Sorry, it's there. my bad. But yeah, it's gonna be nice on it. Definitely gonna try and use it in NU at some point. Altaria lost Toxic. That definitely sucks. Now I can't really be as defensively oriented with taunting things or wearing things down. So pretty much his best way of wearing things down comes from Hurricane Chip and also from I guess trapping things with Perish Song with Fire Spin. So that definitely sucks for it. Definitely would have appreciated that. Seviper and Zangoose, they both keep knockoff, but Seviper keeps toxic. That doesn't really matter too much. Knockoff's cool though, for both of them. With them both keeping it. Milotic and Skull with flip turn. So yeah, like I mentioned earlier when I was talking about Vaporeon, Milotic is a very annoying thing. Very annoying with pivoting and just burning things. So it'll keep doing that in RU. so yeah, it's gonna keep doing the same thing it did last gen. Scald and burn. Or scald, burn, and flip. So yeah. Just gonna keep doing that, and it's gonna just keep going on with that. I don't think my load got anything else too crazy besides those two. Besides getting those two moves back. But yeah, it's gonna be solid with it though. Also with Terra, there are some interesting things you can do with Milotic now. Terra, being able to cover for its weaknesses, or even just using it offensively. But again, it's nothing crazy. I think it's just gonna keep doing the same thing it did last gen, Scald and Flip. So yeah, Bayonet got Poltergeist. Damn, if only this came out almost 10 years ago. If only Bayonet got a strong physical ghost type move besides having to rely on Shadow Sneak or Shadow Claw and damn Phantom Force. Yeah, Poltergeist is great. SD Poltergeist or SD with Bayonet with Poltergeist. Yeah, that's nice. That's real nice. It might be enough for Bayonet to get up higher in the tiers. So it may end up going into NU maybe. And that's really pushing it. That's really pushing it because right now it's in ZU, so it's that mon is untiered right now. But now with it getting Poltergeist, I can definitely see a future for this mon. Especially when it comes back as a mega, unless they remove Poltergeist, which Game Freak seems to love removing moves for no reason. So maybe it's all just a facade, and Bayonet doesn't keep Poltergeist for the rest of its existence. But it does get it right now, so that's cool. So you can take advantage of that. You can use it in national decks now, so you can run Mega Bayonet with Poltergeist and just get some huge damage off. Because its attack size is actually pretty damn strong. It's base 165, I think. Which is which is something that no one really expects when you look at Bayonet. But yeah, that shit is a high attack. So yeah, 165. Yeah, Poltergeist off that Hey, yo, hold on. Yo, hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is kind of stupid. It's kind of stupid. I might, you know what? At some point, I may end up going into Nat decks, maybe. But from what I've seen of coverage about Nat decks, it doesn't look the greatest. But it could still be fun to try it, though. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna try Poltergeist. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna try Mega Bayonet with Poltergeist. But maybe. Maybe I'll try it. Does collapse lost toxic, and that sucks. Doesn't have any other utility, so pretty much has to rely on burning things and whatnot. Nightshade stuff too. Flip turn on left disc, cool. Skull would have been nice though. Immense lost scale shot, that sucks. But DD dual wing beat it still has that though, so it has a 1-up on Dragonite right now in terms of that. But outside of that though, eh. Kyogre lost Skull. That sucks. You can't run defensive Kyogre anymore. So you got to run Calm Mind, Surf, Ice Beam. So you got to go all the way back to Gen 4 with that shit. So that sucks. That really sucks. But then again, you got Scarf and Specs. So like, it's not like Kyogre really missed anything like that. But still, Scald is great for utility. It sucks it lost it. Now I can't check. Now I can't cover for its checks anymore. So can't cover for opposing grasses. Granted, it does have Terra now. Um, so yeah, I feel like honestly, I feel like some of the changes here with Skull being removed, I feel like it also may be part of the Terra problem or part of the thing with Terra, because again, Terra just gives you so many different options that removing moves at the moment right now. I mean, I think it's yeah, at the moment seems to be one of the ways to kind of like get around the Terra issue. Because when you got Terra and you bring back old moves like these, then things get very, very weird. So maybe that's one of the reasons why they've decided to cut Scald on for most things. I'm not like theorizing things. I mean, I'm theorizing things, but I don't have any like accurate things to say. But yeah, losing Scald sucks though. Groudon lost Toxic and it got Heat Crash and Roarback. That's cool. Nice that Groudon has fire coverage. I think I did get something new this gen. I forgot what it got. I think Groudon got Blitz, but I might be wrong. I'm probably very wrong about that. No way it got Blitz when all it's been running is Fire Punch these last couple of generations. Yeah, so Heat Crash is nice though. It definitely appreciates that. Doesn't have to rely on Fire Punch being base 75. But now with Heat Crash with its weight, it'll definitely take advantage of it. And I do believe that it used that a decent amount last gen as well. So great. And also with it having Roarback as well, it could be a fantastic phaser too. Speaking of which, I still have to play Ubers, but I haven't played it yet because I have no idea what's going on in that metagame right now. But I need to play it. I have to play it. So at some point I will play it. Rayquaza got skill shot back. That's nice. Uh, that's nice. I don't have much to say about it. Like DD is cool. That's all you need. DD speed's really all you need. I'm pretty sure that just like how Dragonites ran in OU with DD speed, it's probably the same way with Rayquaza in Ubers. Probably not by that much though, since you have Arceus back, and Arceus already does that, and it already has stab without having to Terra. So maybe I don't know if it still does the same thing. But obviously, if you're not running Arceus, then you have that as your option. So yeah. How much time have I wasted? It's been 58 minutes. All right. So here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna cut this. I'm gonna cut this short. What I'm gonna do is I'll try. I'm not gonna. I don't know if I'll get this up tonight. I'm gonna try to get. I'll try to get this up tonight. Tonight being the 14th September. I'll try to get this up tonight if I can. If I can't, then this will probably go up tomorrow, and then part 2 will probably go up on Saturday. So that's gonna be that for now. Hope y'all enjoyed this first part. If you guys did, please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. I keep saying that. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Reddit. Join my Discord, the Bushido Gang, if you want to keep up with me. And yeah, so in part 2, I'll continue this list. Be safe, wash your hands, and peace out.